all anime-only watchers of SAO Season 2. If you have yet to actually look at the opening song after last week's episode, I really recommend you look at that opening song once again. Because after all the reveals from last week, you will start to see the feels in that opening. Why a lot of us light novel readers were really sad from that opening song. But anyways, getting on to the topic about this episode. I love the connection of Asuna and her mother in this episode. They nailed that drama. They nailed the drama beautifully. Like, A1, fucking good job. I will say this right now. A1 did a damn good job with adapting that drama with Asuna and her mother. Now, the overall drama. Let's actually talk about what the drama meant and the connection meant between Asuna and her mother. So, Asuna, for the course of this series and this season, technically, has been very indecisive. Can't really choose what she wants to do. For instance, she couldn't choose if she wanted to listen to her mother or follow Kirito. Like, she did not have an in-game goal. She had no goal or anything she wanted to accomplish. But her mother noticed this and eventually just started pushing Asuna to go to prestigious schools to get a good education, go to a university and stuff like this. And so this is pretty much where the drama between the mother and Asuna is. Like, this is what the drama is. Asuna was indecisive, couldn't choose what she wanted to accomplish for her life, and so the mother just started choosing for her since she didn't want her daughter to go down a bad path. Which kind of is similar to how the mother's path was, how she used her life, the way she kind of split up away from her parents. And with the ending of this episode, with the overall conclusion of the drama, pretty much it's where Asuna tells her mother that I have made my own decision. I have my own goals, I have my own things I want to accomplish, I want to go to a university, I want to be strong, stuff like that. Pretty much, Asuna sits down, talks to her mother, and says, like, I'm no longer going to be indecisive. I am going to actually seek some goals. And that right there pretty much wraps up the development of Asuna and her mother. So that right there, very beautiful. Very fucking beautiful. Because that moment could have easily have turned into a melodramatic. It could have easily have went down that path if A1 Pictures did not do what they did. So, yeah. That's all I want to say. Because right there, the way they handled that was beautiful. It really was beautiful, especially with the animation, the snowy background. Like, we find out connections to what that house symbolizes now. We always knew that that house that Kirito and Asuna stayed in was symbolized as when they first met, when they got a home, when they got married pretty much in the game of SAO 1. Well, with the house, we also find out more reasons why this house has a lot of symbolism to it, and it has a lot of meaning to Asuna, because it has a lot of connection to Asuna's grandparents. For instance, it reminds Asuna of her grandparents' home, and overall, the way the dialogue was done in this episode, especially with how, like, the grandparents stated to Asuna, like, if your mother ever wants to come back, and, like, if she ever grows tired of what she's doing and she wants to stop, there'll always be a home here for her. And that's pretty much how this house is in ALO, and that's exactly what it is. So to see the connections here, it's very heart-touching. So, now that I pretty much explained the overall drama, what the drama meant, let's talk about the other segments of this episode. So, one thing I want to talk about, the overall device, the little camera device on Asuna's shoulder in this episode, that has actually been in development since, like, the very beginning of Gun Gal Online. If I remember correctly, they started talking about that type of stuff at the beginning of Gun Gal Online. In this anime series, that little device that, you know, Asuna was using to have Yuki look through. So, technically, this did not pop up out of nowhere. It did not pop up since last episode. It's actually been, you know, popping up frequently in this entire season, just set up to this very moment. And the thing is, with this, that device actually wasn't really invented for Yuki. It was actually invented for their daughter, pretty much. You know, Kirito and Asuna's daughter. To be able to go and look through the real world, pretty much, instead of always being stuck in the game, like an MMO. So that's pretty much what the device was meant for. Now, anyways, back on the topic of the serious matters. The first half of the episode pretty much focuses on the issue at hand and the school life of Yuki. For instance, Yuki getting to see school, getting to see teachers, getting to participate in class for the first time in a long time, and getting to see her house that she grew up in at the very least for a year. Here's the thing, okay? the weight of the information we got last week is just depressing. Like, I know for a fact nobody was probably watching this episode and, like, smiling without the drama in the back of their mind. Like, everybody was probably thinking about that drama with, you know, Yuki having AIDS, pretty much. I know everybody that probably watched this episode was thinking about that, and I bet everybody's like, oh my god, this is fucked up, it's sad. And when you see how she's having so much joy going to school, it really fucking hits you. Because, I mean, there's so many people that think, you know, school's boring. I even thought school was boring. But when you see this kind little girl, pretty much, that's dying from disease, her wish is just to see the school, it's pretty fucking sad. It really, really is sad getting to see something like that done. And how she wanted to also see her house, like the last house she stayed in, it's pretty sad. It was a really, really sad moment. Like, this episode, man. I know everybody has to feel that drama just weighing on their soul. Like, you feel that drama just weighing on top of your body. It's like breaking our backs right now from the drama, because we all sense what's coming. We all sense it, and it's fucked up and sad. It's so sad. And seeing how Asuna and Yuki have the conversation between each other, for instance, how Asuna says, like, oh, you should marry someone when you turn 16 in a year and stuff, trying to just, you know, talk to Yuki, say, you know, she's fine, she'll be fine and stuff. It's just, it's fucked up and it's sad. It's just like, fuck. Episode, man. It's a really, really sad arc. Like I said, it's one of the first times, like the first time I've ever seen in an anime or light novel series ever handle a disease like AIDS. It's the first thing I've ever seen done something like this. Usually we hear people dying by some form of sickness or illness, but we never know what they die from. And to see how, like, Yuki, the writer of this series, is willing to go down that controversial path of AIDS, I give massive props to the writer to even touch a subject like this and to be able to handle it like it's being done. Because it's a very mature topic. It really is a mature topic and a mature theme to add into a series, especially something like SAO. And so, we can all say what we want, but this overall execution of the drama of Mother Rosario's final arc of SAO 2, beautiful. Just straight up beautiful. So, that's pretty much the episode. That's pretty much concludes what this episode's about. It just sets up for the final episode of SAO 2. How do y'all feel about this? I mean, go look at the opening song, like I said at the beginning of this video. Go look at it and see all those feels that are actually wrapped up in that opening that all of us light novel readers had to see. Anime-only watchers, how do you feel about this episode? How do you feel about Yuki and what's going on? How do you feel about Asuna and her mother and how, like, you know, the drama was handled? Let me know. You all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.